Welcome to our YouTube channel. For those of you who have not visited our page before, I want to introduce myself. My name is attorney Heidi Nascimento, and I focus on immigration processes. If you haven't already registered for this channel, I advise that you do so, as we do provide updates on all the different situations that are occurring with immigration, and as you know, there are a lot of changes happening. Today, the focus of our conversation will be the P1 visas. We use this visa oftentimes for athletes, so I'm going to use the athlete as an example so that we can have a more in-depth conversation about what is needed to begin your process. Oftentimes we have different martial arts academies, particularly Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu academies across the United States, who contact us to represent them in requesting athlete visas for athletes who have international recognition and who will be representing the academy. So there are several requirements that we have to prove. One of the very first ones that we usually ask is, has the athlete competed in more than one country? That is the plain definition of being international. Have you competed in more than one country? Oftentimes they have competed in Brazil, their home country, as well as the United States, but those are not the only two countries. You obviously can compete in any country in the world and your home country as well. Another one of the requirements that we often ask for is their ranking. So if they've competed, they should be part of an organization or a federation. For example, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu athletes that we represent most times are part of the IBJJF. That's the International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation. They host competitions internationally, and they have credibility as an organization, as a federation that is seeking recognition of athletes who compete internationally. That's really what gives the organization its credibility, along, of course, with its long-standing history. So if you have a ranking, that's going to be a plus. If you've ever been interviewed, that doesn't mean that you have to be interviewed by ESPN. If there's ever been any organization, any newspaper, whether it's locally in your city, in your town, in your country, or even internationally. So oftentimes Gracie Mag, their magazine that focuses on Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, they do interview people. So this interview can be something that either is a recording through YouTube or something that was done online, or they interviewed you, but they actually wrote an article on you because they've seen your accomplishments in the field. Another requirement is obviously to have a sponsor, right? So I kind of bypassed that one, but that's really important. So for a P1 visa, you cannot apply by yourself. It cannot be self-petitioned. So you will need to have a sponsor, which can be the academy who will sign for you. Another requirement that's really important is to show that you've won some awards in your field. And so if you're doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, oftentimes you compete in competitions and you will get a medal at the end of that. So it's important for academies who are interested in hiring somebody from abroad to kind of start working with them and perhaps even do a little bit of public relations with the company to say, listen, you know, the athlete has been competing, he's done all these things, he's won awards, but we just haven't done a good job at documenting it. So I'm kind of just highlighting some of the requirements that you need to show. You don't need to show all of the requirements, but you do need to show at least 3. Another requirement that we have is that the competitions themselves that you're competing in have international recognition. So it's important that they're competitions such as IBJJF. They're competitions that have recognition, that have history, and can be used as evidence that you're competing in an arena, in an area that requires people of international recognition. So these are some of the requirements. I won't go into too much detail about what types of evidence that you need. I just want to quickly highlight that this is a visa that we use with frequency. We have a very high approval rating with this visa. What's great about the P1 is that there's something known as a premium processing fee. You pay an additional, currently the fee is $1,440, however, subject to change by USCIS at any time. that fee will increase the processing speed. So that means that they have 15 days immigration to provide you with a response. At that time, they can issue you a request for evidence, which is fairly common. They just want more information. And then once you resubmit the evidence, the clock starts again, so another 15 days. So we've had a lot of success last year having approvals in under 15 days. So if you are interested in a P1 visa, please reach out to us. Our number will appear at the end of the screen. Please like the video if you like what you heard. If you have any questions, we're here to answer any concerns that you may have. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the next one.